Yo, what up, Street Talks there, Kim? All right, so quick thought. This one is on intermittent fasting. So one of the interesting things is, so my personal record right now is I could deadlift. My record is 475 pounds. Sumo deadlift, no straps, no belt, only mixed grip and chalk, sumo style. Did in my socks, and um, insofar much as I personally know, I'm the only person I know who, does heavy powerlifting, whatever, while fasted. So I don't eat breakfast, lunch. Pretty, I've been very consistent. I mean, I've been doing this, no breakfast, no lunch, just one huge ass dinner thing for maybe the last like 5, 6 years, since 2017, since I left to Vietnam. And the interesting thing is, I mean, this was my big motivation, right? So the stupid, weightlifting industry is all about like, oh, before you work out, you got to have, creatine or BCAAs or, protein powder, or you got to have a small meal like a few hours before, or else you're not going to have energy to work out. And actually, that's not the case. I've been able to squat, what, 385, 380, something like that. Deadlift 475 and stuff like that, and all doing fasted. So my personal theory is, I learned this from Nassim Taleb and Anti-Fragile, is you don't give a lion a granola bar before they hunt their prey. It's actually hunger which stimulates us. And this is also something that I think that's interesting, because then perhaps I mean, Nietzsche disagrees with this, but I think actually hunger might be one of our greatest motivators. So, think about the Steve Jobs quote you got from the Whole Earth catalog: "Stay hungry, stay foolish." Or, and so it's funny because people always talk about always be hungry, get hungry for more, whatever, and they always speak it from kind of like this like philosophical, metaphorical notion, but no one ever talks about it from a pragmatic motion, right? Like, people are like, oh, I'm so hungry, I'm gonna pass out, or I'm hangry. I'm like, that's just because your hormonal system's out of whack. In fact, when you're hungry, you should be more focused and actually more laser-like. So even Achilles, when he was on the killing rampage to get revenge for Patroclus, his best friend, trying to kill Hector, he refused to eat anything. And granted, the gods did infuse him with ambrosia, but besides that, I think if you want to be more focused in life, a simple thing to start doing is fasting, and not eating breakfast or lunch, and breaking your fast as late as humanly possible. Nowadays, I break my fast once we put Seneca down to sleep. So he usually goes to bed around like 7:30 ish. So I'll usually break my fast around 8 p.m. and then wait until the next day. And because what I notice is that once I break my fast, the days where I do, I'm traveling, let's say I go to a hotel and there's a breakfast buffet and I can't help myself, you have a big ass breakfast or a big ass lunch, whatever it is, you get kind of sleepy, right? Afterwards, you kind of get the food comas. And so if you don't eat food during the day, you never get food coma. You're always focused. What I've personally been doing lately for myself is just, when I wake up, just drink a shitload of coffee, and then for the rest of the day, just fast. And I've also found that concentrating my caffeine consumption first thing in the morning is better than just spreading it throughout the day. So it's almost like intermittent coffee. And so, my coffee intake window is probably like in between 6 a.m. to like 9 a.m. and then I stop. And if I'm tired during the day, I'll just take a quick nap or something like that. And yeah, I think intermittent fasting is the big secret. Like, even after I teach photography workshops, a lot of the times people, let's say we break for lunch, after eating lunch, all the students kind of get sleepy and unmotivated to go out and shoot more photos. And so I almost wonder, even as a photographer, if you want to be more motivated or productive in your photography, to do it, fasted. Now, how do you actually start fasting from a pragmatic perspective? This is just my biggest tip is, throughout the day, just drink a lot of water, black coffee, whatever. And when it's time to break your fast in the evening, let's say, I try to do a Ramadan style once the sun goes down as an easy heuristic. And allow yourself to eat unlimited amounts of the fattiest, most nutritious meat possible. So, whether that be beef ribs, beef brisket, I like to go to Costco Business Center for that. Beef liver, beef tongue, beef heart, beef intestines, hamburger patties, 100% ground beef or whatever you could afford. Typically the fattier the better. And try to aim to eat at least 3 pounds. Even for me, I think my hard upper limit at the moment is with ground beef. I think it's like 3.5 pounds, maybe 4 pounds at best, but it's beyond that, it's actually quite difficult for me to eat more. And you think about it, after that, like, how can you be hungry the next day? That's just ridiculous, right? So just kind of force feed yourself as much meat as possible. And I like to eat it with kimchi, mustard, to just kind of help digest the meat. And so if you're experimenting during the day, maybe just drink green tea or black tea, whatever you want. And actually now, like, even during the day, I don't really actually get that hungry. I usually just break my fast because I lifted weights during the day. And so I think it's a good way to stay focused. Experiment lifting weights fasted. Don't, if you want a stimulation, don't do that stupid pre-workout, which is full of all these strange chemicals you don't even know. Just drink some coffee or something like that. Or even nowadays, I've been experimenting not drinking coffee before lifting, and actually my strength still seems fine. Experiment with intermittent fasting and the secret to becoming stronger.